Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap or review of This Is Us. I meant to put this up the other day, and I'm sorry I didn't. This is the episode about Nicky. One small step. This episode didn't depress me like the others have. I wasn't really as disconnected like the others have been. But however, it was still sad. It was sad and rewarding at the same time. The character Nicky, I have grown to really like. Maybe it's because he's an elder. The elders on this show, I am like kind of drawn to. Other than Rebecca, I'm still not like really feeling Rebecca as an elder. Probably because I didn't really like Rebecca much coming up. I don't know, but anywho. So we start off where we ended up last week with Nicky showing up at the house. Hey girl, hey, I'm here. And Kevin is like, what are you doing here? Well, Nicky got the invitation for the children's baptism, the twins. However, Nicky don't understand what Zoom is. This was supposed to be a Zoom baptism where everybody watched from their respective homes. But Nicky old school, he don't know nothing about that there. So he shows the heck up. Like, and then how dare you name one twin after your favorite uncle? It couldn't have been Nicholas and Nicoletta. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't have been Nicholas and Nicky. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas and Nicole, you couldn't do that. You had to have Nicholas and Francis. Okay. I see what you did there. We know that's all about Madison. Madison could have had the middle names or something. It could have been Nicholas and Nicole. They twins. So, anywho, you know, they are really surprised to see Nicky there, first of all. This is his first time meeting Madison. But, Nicky has not been on a plane in umpteen years, decades even. The fact that he even knew where the airport was, it was shocking to me. So we go through this whole episode learning what Nicky did to prepare to come to this baptism. Then we go back and see Nicky prior to going off to war. Also, once he came home from war, and Nicky's whole progression, his one small step he had to take to get him to his final destination. So I'm going to start off with back in the day. Back in the day when I was young and not a kid anymore. Sometimes, you know, I wish I was a kid again. Back in the day, right when the moonwalk was about to happen. Now, I'm not talking about Michael Jackson moonwalk. I'm talking about the actual walk on the moon. Do y'all believe that people actually walked on the moon at this point in stage in life? You think that we as Americans have made it to the moon? And why, like, there's nobody else but astronauts who are able to go? You know, this moonwalk happened in 1965. We are 45 years later, and nobody other than an astronaut that I'm familiar with has actually walked on the moon. Now, I know they're supposed to send some teachers up there, and they're supposed to send some other civilians up there. I think Tesla is doing a SpaceX type of situation. I don't know what it is. I got stock in it, but I still don't know what it is for real. I need to really do my research on this. I'm losing money on it now. Not think about it. Matter of fact, anywho, he's supposed to be going on Mars or something like that. Anywho, they supposedly been sending civilians up, but they don't show us like they did this moonwalk. You know what I'm saying? We should be at the stage where we should be able to FaceTime on the moon right now. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Cohabitat on the moon at some point. But it's 45 years later and no further progression that I have seen, that I have paid attention to. I really need to start paying attention to more because I really love to I like astronomy and stuff like that. So I'm going to start paying attention more. Because NASA got a live channel on YouTube. Anywho. So they about to go walk on the moon. So everybody coming over to Jack's parents' house so they could see together, you know. And Jack is worried about Nicky still staying at home. Like, you too grown. It's time for you to get up out this house, move on, be your own man. And Nicky's like, no, I'm good here. I'm happy here. He still don't know if he's going to be drafted yet. They haven't got to that point in life whether or not he was going to be drafted. But he was like, I appreciate being here. This is my mom and dad are happier, or they are calmer, so to speak, in my presence. Because his dad was always beating on the mama. So and on this particular episode, we show Daddy being really caring and loving to his wife, and not only to his wife, to Nicky. I think he made one kind of off-putting comment to Jack, but it was like nothing to really cough at for real. Maybe sneeze, but nothing for real. But that's whatever that comment was. If y'all remember, put it in the comment section. That's what made Jack like, ain't it time for you to go, bro? It's time for you to leave, right? Nicky had built this little model spaceship. My brother loves model toys, the ones that he has to actually put together and paint and all that stuff. I think he still loves them. He loved those things, and that's basically what Nicky has. He has a life model or a miniature prototype of the actual spaceship that's going to be shuttle that's going up in the air. I mean, it even comes apart and all that stuff like that. Nicky is so fascinated with space and everything that's out there, the whole universe, that he even knows about how the ship operates and how it breaks down, how it has to come back to Earth in so many days that it makes this rotation, yada yada this, yada yada that. This is momentous. But what's going to be even more momentous is when they come back home. Okay, so during this process, because like I say, Jack was talking to him about getting out and being a man, especially since Jack does not believe that Nicky's going to get drafted. Like, you need to start making a life for yourself. Don't you got a woman that you will want to do something with? You got a woman that you're interested in? And Nicky's like, well, there is this one girl that I like. Her name is Sally. Sally works at the kennel with him, and she's like a free spirit. She's hippie. That's what I'm gonna say. She's hippie. She lives out of her doggone VW van. She comes and goes into the city when she's ready to come and go. She packs up and leaves when she's ready to leave. I wanted to do that once upon a time in life. Then I had kids, and then I said I'm gonna do it while Kenny was young, and then Kenny grew up, and so I still didn't do it. I still to this day think I'm gonna rent me an RV once the C-19 is over. I think that's the only thing that slowed me down right now. Once the C-19 is over, I was going to rent me or calm down or settle down or whatever, or we able to coexist with it like we do the flu more. I think I'm going to rent me an RV, and I'm going to do a nationwide 50-state tour. I want to do 50 states. Can I do 50 states? 48 states? The 48 connected states. I want to tour them in my RV. Maybe one day. I still want to walk across America too. Yeah, I told y'all that before. I want to go from Cali to Florida walking. And I had a YouTuber. One of y'all said y'all was gonna do it with me. I think it was Anna. If it wasn't Anna, I think I'm talking Anna into it right now. Anywho, I'm gonna do it though. But that's the type of person that Sally is. They had a little stubborn dog that was in there, and Sally was able to get the dog into the shower to get the dog a bath, and they laughed and they joked and everything. And so Sally invited Nicky to go look at the moon. She's a Cancer. She's a moon child. I'm not a Cancer. I'm a Gemini, but in my zodiac sign, my moon sign is a Cancer. So I understand what she's saying. I'm a moon child still too. So yeah, she's a Cancer. She's a moon child. So she's like, I want to go look at the moon. It's not going to be what we watching here on TV. It's just going to be us actually. How people stargaze? She wants to moon gaze. The moon is so freaking fascinating. Like Nicky was saying, you can see it from no matter where you are in the world. It's always there. Everybody in the world is looking at the exact same moon, and every day it looks different. Those 28 cycles of the moon. It changes every day. I love the moon. Sometimes the moon will be out with the sun, just chilling, My friend sent me something about monetizing their YouTube. So, yeah. I likes that type of stuff. Just really interested in the moon and the moon itself. So, she wants to invite him to go, hang out and go, watch the moon. And Nicky's like, yeah, I think you're going to have a good time out there doing it. But while they talking, Jack comes in. Jack overhears the conversation. So Jack tried to come in and be Nicky's wingman. Well, Nicky didn't want a wingman. You know what I'm saying? He knew what was going on. He knew she was flirtating, but he didn't want to like be involved. Did I say flirting. I said flirting. Anyway, I wasn't even trying to make up that word, but that was, whatever. Anywho, Nicky was like, nah, because he's nervous. He kind of shy, he kind of quiet. And, but Sally, she like, Jack, I don't need you to ask your brother out for me. I got this. Nicky, do you want to go out with me? I forgot what she called her van. She gave her van a name. I think it was Angel. It might have been Stacy. They don't even go together, but it might be Angel or Stacy. It's one of them two, Stacy. She want to go hang out. And Jack was like, they asked Nicky, well, who the heck is that? He's like, I don't know. But Nicky's going to go. They're going to go hang out under the moon, and everything was going to be beautiful. So while they all hanging out under the moon, they laughing, they talking, they talk about his favorite moment, how the moon makes him feel. They really enjoying each other's company. He's very poetic, she's basically a poet and he's the astrologer, is the way that she said it. I said astronomy. I think I'm mixing up words today, y'all. I apologize. Anywho, they having this good time and really bonding. I mean, they even did the horizontal tango out there. I was like, we gonna see little Nicky doing the horizontal tango? I thought Sally was gonna end up pregnant, but that ain't what happened. But anywho, they out there doing the nasty, doing the do the deed. Well, Sally is like, look here. Things have been going well for us. Days, weeks have passed, whatever. He ain't been drafted yet. Things have been looking good. And guess what? They finna have Woodstock. This is the biggest hippie festival in the world. Jimi Hendrix. You gonna have, I think U2. I don't know. Was U2 there? I don't remember all the bands that were supposed to be at the Woodstock. If y'all know anybody else besides Jimi Hendrix that's supposed to be in Woodstock, y'all drop it in the comment section. If y'all old enough to have been at Woodstock, drop it in the comment section. Let me know if y'all went or if y'all remember, because I know people was high as hell there. So some people were so high they don't even believe the Woodstock even really happened. But anyhow, they was gonna go to Woodstock, and she asked him to go. Now, Nicky was hesitant at first, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Me and Sally gonna ride. We gonna load up the VW and ride, Sally, ride. That's what we gonna do, right? So he's talking to Jack about it, and Jack was like, if I had a woman that asked me to go off to California, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Now, y'all remember, Jack did do this later on in life. That's probably what made him agree to go with Rebecca when she said she wanted to go be a singer. She wanted somebody to ride with her to California. He was like, fine, I'll go. I'll do it. Because he just told Nicky to do it, and then we found out later that it never happened. It never happened. Well, Nicky was going to try to sneak out. He didn't want to tell his parents. And Jack was like, you ain't going to tell them nothing? You just going to go? He's like, I'm just going to go. I'm going to wait till we watch the moon thingamajig me. And then at 11 o'clock after they go to bed, I'm sneaking out and we going to hit the road. We're going to go to Woodstock and go enjoy ourselves. Well, at 11:05, they were still up watching the news about the moon landing. I think this must have been when they were coming back at this particular time. And they just weren't going to bed. Mama wasn't going to bed. Daddy wasn't going to bed. Daddy like, give me another beer. And the fact that Mama and Daddy was still so loving and caring. They was holding each other's hands. This had been a good time. A good step in their relationship. This is probably the happiest and most joyous that they've ever seen their parents. You know what I'm saying? So Nicky was like, I can't leave right now. I gotta sit here and be a family with my family, because these are the moments that we don't have. Well, Sally was out there waiting and just waiting and waiting, and she finally get a knock on the window of the van. It's the police, y'all. We thought it was Nicky. I thought it was Nicky. He was just late, and it wasn't. It was the cop. He was like, look here, you done parked here every night. It's time for you to move. Find somewhere else to park, squat for a little bit, but you can't stay here no longer. And so she was like, that's okay. I was just about to leave. So we know Nicky left Sally left without Nicky. Okay, so, and we know Nicky ended up getting drafted and going off to the war. We're going to move on. Nicky's home from war now. And he gets a call from one of the people in the squadron. It's like, look, the captain getting married or something was happening going on with the captain, and we wanted to celebrate. So I know you don't normally come out to things like this, but your brother is here. Now, Jack wants to, he shows up and he's talking to the captain, and he has met Rebecca now. You know, they made this trip out to LA already, and he's all in love and giddy with Rebecca, and he wants to propose. So he was talking to the captain about the fact that he can't, as a veteran or as somebody that's went through Vietnam, open up about that situation. It's things that he doesn't want to talk about. She thinks that he never even fired a gun, but you know, they done did some stuff to people just to survive, you know what I'm saying? And the captain was telling him, you know, there's a lot about my life that my wife don't know about, and 100% of it has to do with the war. The best thing for you to do is keep your wife and that life separate. Go on and marry that girl and never talk about Vietnam ever again. You know, keep that from her. You don't want to bring that type of pain to her. I totally disagree. I understand how he was feeling, but that's why a lot of our veterans are in the mental state that we are in, because we won't open up. That we've seen so much and done so much for the good of our country. You know, basically we're ashamed of a lot of the shit that we did, you know. And we know that if we came back and told our loved ones some of the things that we had to do in the name of the country, that they will look at us different. They will feel different about who we are as a person, or at least we think that they will. Yeah, they kind of side eyes you, like, damn, this motherfucker crazy. Like, that's all I gotta do is tell somebody I was a former Marine. That I'm a Marine. Tell anybody I'm a Marine, they be like, she crazy as that motherfucker. She crazy as that one thing. That's their first thought. Their first thought is that I'm crazy. Had to be crazy to join it. And it got even crazier while you was in it. I'm just saying. So I understand, but you know, just being the person that I am right now, I know that is not the best thing for us. We need to get that shit out. We need to let it out. We need to, or we're gonna die. We're gonna be walking around dead inside, trying to keep all that pain, all that hurt, all that inside of us. It's too much to handle. We like a volcano ready to explode. So Nicky, as you can see, is doing just that. He has nobody to talk to. He's living in that trailer now, the one he was hoping that he would one day find Sally and bring her to it. He's living in that trailer, and he's all alone, dealing with his PTSD by himself. He shaking and he trembling and he drinking, and he doesn't know how to cope. You can see him going through stages where he's wringing his hands, when he's rocking, where he has to count slowly, breathe, take deep breaths. He's trying to do all these things just so he won't freaking explode mentally, right? And just the idea of him having to go to this function, not only go to this function to be around the people, you know, that he was with in the squadron, go around the brother who don't even speak to him no more. The anxiety, the build of anxiety that he has, you know, and he has to kind of talk himself into it. You know, he put the little note, the address of the place on the bulletin board, and I was hoping like there was going to be an address that Sally was going to be at. That's what I was hoping. That didn't turn out that way. Anywho. So he's sitting there, he come in the kitchen, and he rock it back and forth, and he look at it, and he take his breathing and do everything. So, I mean, every step by step, he has to take one small step to get him to his destination. You know, we started off with the moonwalk because there was the one small step for mankind. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we 46 years later, and we still haven't progressed like we could have, that I think, as far as that one small step on the moon. And that's basically what Nicky is doing right now, was taking that one small step. His first step was to get in the car. He sat in that car forever. breathing, shaking, counting, wishing, hoping, praying, right? And then he finally decided, fuck it, I'm gonna make that drive. He gets there in front of the VFW hall, and he see all of the people going in and out, and he gotta breathe, he gotta count, he gotta shake, he gotta, he gotta do all of that. Then he said, I'm finally going to go inside. But when he decided to go inside, guess who he saw? Jack. Jack stopped him in his tracks. Stopped him cold. He sat there. He clenched the steering wheel. He banged himself upside the head. He breathed and he rocked and everything, just trying to get his PTSD and his anxiety under control. And he was ready to pull off. He was ready to back off at any moment, but he was like, no, I gotta do this, So he had to talk to himself, right? Meanwhile, like I say, Jack is inside talking to the captain about, marrying Rebecca and all the things that he dealing with the military as well, and his PTSD as well. And he said, I done lied to this woman a lot. I even lied about the fact that I don't have a brother. I even told her my brother was dead. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't talk to him. Jack is not expecting Nicky to show up at all. Okay, all the time while Nicky is outside, just going through the paces, going through the stages, trying to get there, trying to get to that destination, that one small step to get inside that building. And so when he finally decides, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get out, he opened the car door, Jack comes outside. And Jack is holding up this wedding ring and looking at the wedding ring that he wants to propose to Rebecca with. And Nicky cannot bring himself to say, hey bro, I'm here. Nothing, he shuts the door. Jack pulls off and leaves, and Nicky's still sitting there, rocking and shaking and thinking and breathing, trying to let go of that anxiety and that PTSD. And he never did go inside. Well, now it's current day, and he got that invitation from Kevin, and he got it posted up on the same refrigerator that he had posted up at that VFW hall, that same note sitting right there. And he's breathing and he's shaking, he's counting, he's thinking, because he's been in this house, this trailer, with the exception of him going to his AA meetings and stuff like that and going out with Kevin every which way every once in a while. He has literally been there since 1971. 45, 46, 47 years. 50 years, 51 years, I think he said. He has been in that trailer, in that town. He has not been on a plane since 1971. Well, he sat there and he thought about it. He rocked and he breathed and he twisted his hands and he counted backwards and he picked up the phone and called old girl like, hey, I need you to teach me how to use this Amazon app thing, right? I was like, what the hell is Nicky finna buy? I said, does Nicky think he could buy a plane ticket on Amazon? You probably can. You can buy every damn thing on Amazon yet. Man, I bought a doggone baby monitor, a LED light, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi radio, baby thing projector for free on Amazon, y'all. I'm gonna say, when I get it in the mail, I'm gonna let y'all see it. Hold on for a second, I gotta throw something away. So, well, what Nicky did was order a bunch of models. He's putting together the man who walked on the moon. I forgot what else. He put together a lot of little action figures, and he sat there, took his time, and put them together and painted them just like he used to do when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And these were going to be the gifts for his newborn niece and nephew. And he packed everything up. He got old girl to help him tape the boxes up. She wasn't doing it to his specifications. You got to fold the quarters in, make the perfect triangle. She wasn't doing all that, but it looked good enough, right? So he got it all packed up in a box, right? And he gets her to take him to the airport. Like I said, Nicky ain't been to the airport in an airplane since 1971. He gets there in old funky ass TSA, like, hey, this your bag? First he go off. I thought he was gonna go off because he probably has some metal in him for the military. I got metal with me. I gotta keep a little card with me that says I got metal in my body, so I'm gonna go off if I go off, they know that I'm not carrying no weapons. I got metal in my body. Anywho, so get there, he got to go through the little thing where it swoop around you, and Nicky's like, what the fuck is going on, what is this, he had to take his shoes off at the airport, things he ain't done before. And he get up there to TSA checking his bags. They didn't used to do that. You used to go walk straight through the airport. When I think 2000, 2002, 2004. I know, 2002, I think, whatever. I think it was 2002 was the last time that you can go through the airport without having to really go through all these shenanigans. You know, you can come up through the gate and watch your loved one go away type of thing. I want to say it was 2002. And, so yeah, he got to go through all this TSA, and you can't carry more than 3 ounces of liquid. Well, Nicky had made snow globes with these little figurines in them, right? Of course, that's more than 3 fluid ounces of water. Well, Nicky was like, well, you know, they fragile, be careful. And I was trying to figure out some kind of way he could repack his bag. You know, I was trying to think of every kind of way. Maybe he could run to the post office in the airport and mail them. But Nicky's like, you know what, I'm just going to dump the water out, right? Well, the lady was like, kind of like, hey, wait, hey, stop. Well, you know, trying to get him to not do it, whatever. And it was causing him anxiety. It was causing him more anxiety. He dropped the doggone globes, glass and water everywhere. So Nicky's so frustrated, he just picked everything up and just threw it in the trash, said, fuck it. Just fuck it. I was so freaking frustrated with that damn TSA agent. Sometimes you just gotta be delicate with our elders. Sometimes he ain't been on a plane since 1971. He don't understand all these rules and regulations. Sometimes you just gotta break it down to people. You don't know if they got a language barrier, but you just she wasn't intentionally rude, but she wasn't intentionally nice either. Put it that way, right? So Nicky gets on the plane, and then got this lady on there want to chat and want to talk. You know, he ain't got headphones on, so you know, I guess I could talk to you. You people get on airplanes, they put the headphones on because they don't want people to talk to them. And at this particular time, maybe the Walkman 71, was it a Walkman out back in 71? It may not even been a Walkman out there where you could put your headphones on and ignore people. So she want to chat and talk to him, but she thinking that he ain't flown since the beginning of the C-19. He's like, no, I ain't flown since 1971, you know, y'all got TVs up on this joint nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So he makes it to California. He makes it to California without his gifts. No gifts for the loved ones. So what he ended up doing is buying them books. I think there was John Grisham books, if I'm not mistaken, or Tom Clancy. I like both of those authors either way. I might have to rewind that episode to see exactly what books they were, see if those books have I read already, or if something I need to add to my collection. I got so many books I haven't read yet. But anywho, he just talked to the babies in the middle of the night and explained who he was and why he bought them these particular gifts. And he wrote little notes in the front of the books for them. And it was such a loving, rewarding moment that he was able to make that one small step. He was able to get through his PTSD, his anxiety, you know, counting, wrenching his hands, breathing and rocking and all that stuff. He was able to do all that and take that one small step and finally do the one thing that he couldn't do back in 1965. That was get to California. He was trying to get to California with Sally. He got to California for his niece and his nephews. You know, Sally was out here chasing the moon, but these 2 twin babies, Nicky said they were his moon. This was the moon that I needed to chase. This was the reason this was my one small step for mankind. You were my moon. You were the reason that I got into this shuttle, the plane, and took that flight, that destination unknown. I didn't know if I was going to get there in one piece. Everything was going wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I was chasing the moon. I needed to step on the moon. I needed to get to the moon. You too, you twin babies on my moon. And he fell asleep in their room overnight, and Kevin came in the morning and saw Nicky laying there, you know. He saw the books that the babies had, and inside in front of the books was a picture of Nicky and Jack. You know, the one picture that Sally had took. Sally had took a picture of them. They was all hanging out. She was at the house, you know, meeting the family one day. And yeah, that's how the episode ended, with Nicky just laying there asleep in a room next to the twins. He had finally took his one small step for mankind. He finally made it to the moon, his moons. And I was still hoping that he's gonna find Sally too. He is in California now, and I don't think Nicky going home. I don't think he's going home. That's the end of this. Y'all. I love this episode. It was really nice. I say it was kind of sad at first, just looking at all the stuff that Nicky had to go through, but it was rewarding in the end. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Leave your comments down in the comment section. This has been Poetry. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.